So it started in the summer of 2014. It was July, and I was working at a summer camp, and I noticed that my voice was going a little bit hoarse, and it didn't get any better. And I got back to school in September, and it was still hoarse. I was still not speaking properly, and my throat was dry, and it was a little bit painful. I received a diagnosis of vocal cord nodules. Those of you who may recognize me, I'm on the worship team here, and I sing, and that was a huge blow to almost, it felt like my core identity, because the doctor said, you cannot sing, you cannot speak loudly, and I was just so broken. I could always feel this connection to the Lord when I could sing and worship, and that was just something I couldn't do anymore. It was ripped away from me, it felt like, and I was angry, naturally. And so, I changed my concentration to church music rather than music education. And in that step of faithfulness, I saw the faithfulness of the Lord come through, because it was after that everything kind of came together, and what was actually happening with my vocal cords. I got to see progress that was so fast. It was crazy. With the initial diagnosis that I got, they weren't sure what was gonna work. And because my nodules had been on my vocal cords for so long, there was a distinct possibility that my voice was never gonna be the same. But I kind of want to say, like, look where God has me now. And I think I can look back and say God was there, God was in it. But when I was in that moment, I was so mad. I was so upset. I was so mad at God. Like, I was in this pursuit of getting closer and closer to the Lord, and then just something was taken away from me that got me there. So I couldn't see it in that moment, but now I can look back and see God's faithfulness, and it's so hard when you're there. I know it is. I from the bottom of my heart, I know how difficult it is to feel that God is there and God is comforting you in that moment of darkness and affliction. And I know that just losing your voice might seem trivial, but to me it was heartbreaking. And so in those moments, I want to say, like, we can look to the future knowing that God is faithful. Like, we know He keeps His promises, and if He calls you to do something, He's going to make it happen. And so I think stepping in the faithfulness of God and just taking that one step. My aunt told me that sometimes you may not see the whole path ahead of you, but you may see just that first step, and you just take it and let Him light up step by step. And then suddenly you can look back and say, I was there, but now I'm here. And look at what God has done just because of that one step of being faithful and recognizing what God does in the midst of the darkness, and that He is always there. He has never left, and He never will leave.